Hi Aquarius. This reading is for anyone who identifies as or is terribly interested in an Aquarian at this time. This time meaning whenever the reading may find you, but also these are specifically intended for mid-May 2019. So the World card wanted to come out again. I'm going to do a Celtic cross spread for you today, Aquarians. You've got the Judgment card, the Hierophant. I know you can't see any of these. I've just sort of been back and forth debating over the last few months of if I want to be on camera or I want the cards on camera. So it's turning into a mix of the two. But if you all have a preference and an opinion, if anybody wants to let me know if they like the cards showing or me talking to you, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. The Hierophant is reversed in your crowning thoughts, Aquarius. Certainly a cycle is completing at this time. You're graduating to the next level in some sense. Finding forgiveness for yourself, finding absolution. Perhaps finding forgiveness for or from someone else. Maybe resurrecting a relationship. And I can feel a lot of physical confirmation about that. You've got the High Priestess in the root of the situation. So 4 major arcana so far. 10 of Cups. In your past. Your near future is the Lover's card. 5 major arcana, Aquarians. You're healing from a heartbreak. It looks like a lot of you are completing a cycle, and in completing that cycle, you're finding, as I said, forgiveness for someone, and then resurrecting something. And I want to say with a partner, because you've got the Lovers in the near future. Let me just get rid of these ads really quickly. Interesting. So in the recent past, I see shared emotional fulfillment. The joy that comes with experiencing and sharing a familial love. So it could be a group of friends that feel like family. It could be your actual family, or just the same type of joy brought to you. But I still see, I think listening to your own intuition is what brought you to this point. With the High Priestess here in the root of the situation. Maybe others didn't think that you should forgive someone, resurrect something with someone. Your advice card here, though, is the Death card, to allow a transformation to take place. And you see in this particular depiction of the Death card, you see the born child trying to climb back into its mother. And the mother resisting. Because his transformation into being his whole own person needs to take place. That needs to happen for both of them, right? And ultimately, you have the Sun card. We are, by the way, using the Deviant Moon Tarot. Information about this deck, its creator, and all the decks that I use in Lunartics Tarot readings can be found in the description box down below. Nine of Fire, Nine of Wands here on the bottom of the deck. So with the Hierophant reversed in the Crowning Thoughts, when your ego is quiet, you know that this situation is not traditional. For some of you, you know that there's not a real commitment here. You know that there's not a marriage specifically for some of you here. Others of you could be dealing with an unethical teacher of sorts. If you've got any type of a teacher involved in this situation, giving you advice on, and I don't just mean a friend, I mean someone who you see as a teacher, an authority, giving you advice on resurrecting something with someone, forgiving someone. Some of you are dealing with an unethical teacher. Let's get it. Wow. The Ten of Swords is the clarifier I pulled for this Hierophant in reverse. So it's coming down to the fact that I just don't want to deliver the message that's trying to come through. Yeah, okay. So there are secrets in the root of the situation. Okay, somebody's keeping secrets. I do think it's your own intuition that has led you here, because this is the completion of a cycle. It is a graduation to a next level of being, and maybe forgiveness needed to be found for someone else and yourself in the situation regardless. But now that the rest of the message is unfolded, I do also think that this is representing secrets that were kept in the root of the situation. Maybe this other person has someone else that they could choose a path with. Not necessarily. This can just represent a choice of two paths, right? But it sometimes can be a choice between two people. Sometimes can be Gemini energy. We've got Taurus energy, Sag energy, Leo energy, Scorpio energy, more Taurus energy. So Pisces energy. So many major arcana cards that there's just tons of signs here. And I always say we all have all of those energies in our chart, whether we're particularly familiar with our astrological makeup or not. They are all there. And I don't know if it's you or them who has a choice of paths. Maybe both of you have a choice of paths in the near future. Though currently something is being resurrected. But I think these secrets have led you, are what have led you also to the place of needing to find forgiveness for someone, or for yourself, or them for you. It can always, the message can always be vice versa. And you may actually have a family together. You certainly had this familial love in the recent past, in spite of the secrets, and in spite of the fact that, like I said, someone, is not ready to make a commitment. It looks like maybe, again, specifically not ready for a marriage. That's just for some of you that applies. But it can be that the secrets and the reason for the lack of commitment is that they have a choice of another path, maybe a choice of another person. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier on the Lover's card. And the Two of Cups is the clarification on the Lover's card. destiny, fate, good luck, good fortune, divine timing showing up on the bottom of the deck. And so many major arcana cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana cards out of a 10-card spread. 8 if you count the bottom of the clarifier deck. So this is meant to be. This is meant to be. This partnership is meant to be. Now, there are a lot of partnerships, obviously, karmic encounters that are meant to be for a time to teach us lessons, right? Some of you, that is the case. There's a lack of commitment. There are some secrets here. And there's a choice. But what's coming through stronger, really, is a choice of paths. The choice of paths rather than the choice of people. And the choice to commit to someone. So if you're waiting on a commitment from somebody that you are currently resurrecting things with, it's coming in the near future. There's this bond is forming. It's just that right now, there's a lack of a commitment. Or perhaps this person has been displaying some unethical behavior towards you and the connection, and they're finished with that. That's over. That's done. You've also got 2 10s and the World card, and definitely there are cycles. There is a cycle ending here. And I keep getting mixed messages. I've got the 8 of Cups showing up now. And the advice card says, allow the death of something. Allow a transformation to take place. Let's get one clarifier also on the death card. But ultimately, I think you're getting what you want in the situation. There's true happiness. The 10 of Cups and the Sun card, it's a beautiful reading. There's true happiness, achievement, feeling accomplished, just like with the World card. And in this particular depiction, there's 2 people dancing together. That's, that's not the traditional art on the more traditional depictions of the Sun card. The King of Swords is the clarifier then on the Death card. King of Swords. Master of his mental realm. Maybe you're dealing with a Scorpio who also has air placements, Gemini, likely Libra, Aquarius. I feel like for those of you who are dealing with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, specifically the advice is to allow the death of something and allow a transformation to take place. Yeah, yes. But a transformation taking place doesn't always mean the relationship completely ending, right? I mean, the old way needs to end. Anything that was secretive, I suppose, in the connection needs to end. It's interesting because you're crossed with this resurrection energy. It's like the completion of this cycle isn't about something ending. It is about something transforming. And in that, something does end. Right? It's about the forgiveness, and I think beginning again with someone. Maybe with someone new. So some of you are finding forgiveness for yourself and somebody that you have recently had, maybe secrets, but certainly shared emotional fulfillment with, right? and you're beginning again. Like I said, I think you're getting what you want. There's a commitment and a couple forming and a bond forming, and intimate relations in the near future. Possibly a contract forming, possibly a marriage. Like we said, it could be that some of you are hoping for, looking for, waiting on a commitment of that magnitude, and it's just not happening right now. Yeah. So that might be coming for you in the near future. But see, in this depiction of the Lover's card as well, you've got the snake biting the male counterpart on the ankle. So those of you between that and the King of Swords here, I feel like those of you dealing with a male Gemini, Libra, a masculine even, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, male, there may still be something from your old ways, from what didn't work before, coming with you into this commitment, into this partnership. You know, they just may not be completely well. Maybe something in their mind that needs to transform. It may be yours. Maybe something that's causing one of you to keep these secrets, something that's causing one of you to lie. And I feel like it is the male because of this particular depiction of the Lover's card. And that is what we're seeing needs to transform. Someone needs to start being honest if it's going to work this time around. Others of you already know there's no commitment here, there's no marriage here, this didn't work, it's done, and you instead are starting something. You are going to take this advice, let something die and transform into a new version of yourself, let your life transform into something brand new where you're with someone else. But then the message is that there's something about your perspective and in your mind that needs transformed, because it looks like you're attracting the same kind of person again. Well, not necessarily the same problems, but someone who's unwell in some way because of that snake that's standing out to me in this card. Still, I see a couple forming. I see a bond forming. I see you figuring this out by the end of the month, or this very well may run into the beginning of June, because this is the outcome. Again, true happiness, dancing, celebrating, singing, feeling accomplishment, truly celebrating the fact that you've come to this close here. This is an authentic expression of yourself, expressing an authentic version of yourself. Be honest with yourself about who you want. There's a transformation that's happening in the mind, in the way someone communicates someone's perspective of the situation. With this cycle closing, coming to an end, covering you, that would lead me to believe that you're not attracting the same kind of partner again if you're trying to begin it again. You are certainly healing. This is your inner world, is the Three of Swords reversed. So there's a healing finally taking place. You're moving through wounds. Some of you may have some like a wounded inner child who's running part of the show. And in your external world, in your outer world, you have the Queen of Swords reversed. So just to flip-flop the message, there is a pair here, but they're in different worlds, right? And she, in the external world, is not seeing the past clearly. She may be a little obsessed with the past and is not seeing it clearly. So that could be how you're being seen, or that could be who you're dealing with. And when you look at that upright king and reverse queen, it looks then like it's the feminine counterpart who needs a perspective shift and isn't like mentally well enough at the moment to proceed with this, but you are, and it's making you happy. The bond is forming, the couple is forming, the lovers are coming together in the near future. And dancing together in the outcome of the situation, expressing authentic versions of themselves. Honestly, it looks like you're coming back together with someone. Somebody still doesn't see things clearly. Somebody still has issues that they're going to bring from the past into the relationship. But it's like you two are working on this together. Oh, sorry about the shaking. But it's like you've just decided to work on it together. Decided to try to undergo this transformation. What needs to happen is, I felt a lot of confirmation about the inner wounded child running the show. That needs addressed. You need to be honest. Secrets are what's gotten you this far. You need to be honest with yourselves and one another and truly allow a transformation to take place. If this is going to work, it has to look, whether it's someone new or someone from your past, if it's going to work, if it's really going to be a new cycle, or if you've already come to the end of a cycle, you are accomplished in that. You're, like I said, graduating to a new level. This is the completion of a cycle. It has happened. But if you are to move on to a new cycle and not just repeat the same one, you can end the cycle and then do it again and go all the way through and reach your ending point and do it again. But if you're going to not repeat the same cycle again with someone new or with someone from your past, it has to look totally different. There has to be more honesty. There has to be a perspective shift about trust, perhaps. Certainly, a wounded inner child needs healed. There needs to be some work around why someone isn't seeing the past totally clearly, right? It looks like the bottom of the deck is that this is all about someone being finished waiting on something or realizing they need to ask for help. Okay, so there are just a couple messages coming through. So some of you aren't going to do that together. Some of you aren't going to return to this old partner. The cycle is finished. You've come to a conclusion. You're done. They're not offering you commitment. They're not offering your marriage. So you're going to start with someone new in the near future. And you're going to find that you have some of the same problems. By the end of this month, the beginning of the next month, you're enjoying the beginning of summer together. You're happy. You're happy. You are. You deserve to celebrate completing this cycle. And I'm so happy for you that you have found forgiveness for yourself, the other person, the situation. That is amazing. That in itself will not prevent you from repeating the cycle again, though, right? And it's beautiful, but there's deep work to be done on this wounded inner child, and there's deep work to be done on these trust issues, or on why someone continues to attract energies that won't be as honest and forthright as people need to be in a monogamous relationship, right? The healing for the querent in this situation is happening, but the problems may occur with the partner, with the other person then. So for those of you that are finished, the cycle is closed and you're done with this person, again, it doesn't mean that you won't repeat that cycle with someone else or won't run into some of the same problems. Not at the end of this month and not at the beginning of next. Everything seems clear, open, honest. This sheds light over the whole reading. It makes everything a little bit lighter, and this is truth and honesty revealed, right? The light that bright sun shines on everything makes it all clear. So everything is clear in the near future, out in the open, honest. And it can remain that way if you do that work on why aren't you seeing the past clearly, or what's the problem with the feminine. If it's not you, then what's the problem with the feminine you're dealing with in your external world? Why isn't she seeing the past clearly? Whether you're male or female, masculine or feminine, there's potential here for your opposite, your counterpart in this situation, to be the one who's being dishonest about something important. You're done waiting for this, and those of you that resonate with that part of the message, that you're done with this person, you're not resurrecting something, you're resurrecting yourself, but not a situation with someone else. For those of you that are just done waiting there, you're going to very quickly run into the fact that you wish you hadn't thrown away what you just did. Okay? But that doesn't mean that you can't have a secure, happy, comfortable, stable, productive home and family life with this new person. Again, the same issues, the honesty issues, the trust issues, the wounded inner child, these things need addressed in order to keep this sun card all summer, right? To keep that clarity, that honesty, that happiness, that joy, that authenticity. You are expressing your authentic self in the outcome of the situation. You are dancing with someone who is expressing their authentic self. You want it to stay that way. There are things that need dealt with from your past, from whomever's not seeing the past clearly, from their past, from maybe their childhood. So somebody in the situation may not want to admit that they have this wounded inner child who's running part of the show. Someone, oops, sorry about that. Somebody may be uncomfortable admitting that, is what we're seeing here. You're on a beautiful path, but that's the reason for the reading. It's not just to say, hey, things look great. It's going to then pick at where there are potential problems so that things can keep being great and we can avoid that. So I don't mean to turn something so beautiful, graduating to a next level and forgiveness and clearing karma and finding joy and happiness and transforming into a new version of yourself. I don't mean to try to turn it into something negative, but with everything being so beautiful, that won't be the point of the reading. There'll be, okay, now how do we maintain this, right? What are the pitfalls that we're going to run into? Others of you are resurrecting something with someone. You've completed a cycle, but your completion is different. You're not just moving on to the next person. You're going to get help for you, for them, for both of you, so that you can go back to the same person that you kept secrets from, or who kept secrets from you, who wouldn't commit to you, and you're going to fix things. You're going to do things differently. You're going to transform into a new couple, into a new way of being. And this for you is not about being done waiting. For you, it's about asking for help. You need to ask someone for help. You know, and it doesn't, you know, a therapist maybe is the case, maybe a tarot reading is the case, or it's other types of you know, some Reiki session, or you know, going to a healer of sorts, right? So maybe a therapist, or maybe a healer that's like a light worker healer who heals through other methods, right? But you may need to ask for help, because you know, that's a couple of people who realize that they have these wounded inner children, these trust issues, these honesty issues, and they're both willing to work on it, and it's working out. It's working out. I'm so happy for you. And that's just the case. Some couples are saying, hey, we can do this. I know it was rough. I know we kept secrets. There was no commitment, but we can start anew, and we can do this. And you still are bringing some of the same problems with you. You do need to ask for help so that you can beat this, so that you can maintain this joy, this authenticity, clarity all summer. You need to ask for help where you see that you need help. Somebody is still seeing something unclear from the past, and that doesn't, you know, that's maybe less toxic and more just, you know, some confusion, just not understanding where that wound came from in childhood, for example. But you understand how to love each other, whether you're with this a person from your past, and that's really what I'm talking about now. But even for those of you who are going to start over with someone new instead, because you just can't make it work with the person from the past, and that's just the case sometimes. The love that you have now that's coming in is understood. So any toxicity that does come into the relationship, any pitfalls that you could fall into, you and this person, you're with someone now, a new version of your ex, or maybe you didn't completely split up, right? But a new version of someone, or someone new entirely. You're with someone now who understands love the way that you do, and you understand the way one another love. So you can work through all that. You can ask for help together. You can maintain this endless summer, endless clarity and open honesty and authenticity with one another together from here on. You can have the same emotional fulfillment that you had in the recent past, but without the secrets and with commitment, if that's what you're looking for, because like I said, this in the near future can absolutely be a contract. It is a lengthy entanglement. You will be with this person for a while, at least, right? So I have to cut off our message there because my phone's going to die, so we'll be losing each other shortly either way. But if you need a private reading with me, if you'd like to expand on anything we've talked about here, just scroll down to the description box below. You can find all of the information, the links. There are links there. There is information there, but there's also an email address, LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. You're welcome to email me. We can talk first and work that way together. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of your support to Lunartics Tarot. It means the world to me, truly. And I hope that you will make wise choices for yourselves moving forward. I hope you won't feel boxed in or determined by anything that I have here. This is just a snapshot of the path that we are on now. The reason we do this is so that we can change the things that we want to. I think that's everything I needed to say to you all. So I love you, Aquarians, and I will post another reading for you very soon.